Simon Gray had written this play, it wasn't his first play, of course, but he'd asked Harold Pinter to direct it. And Harold Pinter, who of course I'd worked with in The Caretaker, gave it to me, wanted me to do it. And I presume Simon Gray also thought that was a good idea. And that's how it came to me. I did love it from the start. I mean, the language, Simon Gray's language, is just absolutely wonderful to say. He is completely articulate, wonderfully funny, mischievous. It has so many qualities that an actor loves to just deliver. It's a great character, it's a great part. This man who's literally on a self-destruct, but in a brilliant way, so that you are absolutely fascinated by this man who is just really sort of crumbling in front of you, you know, and destroying everything around him, every relationship. And it's a wonderful observation of that. Simon was a lecturer, like Ben Butley is a lecturer. And if that is some version of his experience, which it must be, I suppose, of his life as a lecturer, then that obviously is one of the things that gives the play its power, because it's so rooted. Whether Simon is Ben Butley, I don't know. Butley says a lot of the things that we would all like to say in our lives and in our circumstances and in our relationships, whether you like people or whether you don't, yes, he's unsympathetic in a sense. His attacks on his wife, but it is so eloquent, it is so witty, it is so outrageously funny that, and the relish you can have in saying this, it gives him a sympathy, makes you identify with him or empathize with him. He's almost deliberately provocative. Well, he is deliberately provocative and disappointed in himself and in his... I think in the end that's what it amounts to. It's a disappointment, a highly intelligent person being somewhere disappointed, horribly disappointed in himself and in the life he finds himself living, that it becomes wicked and savage and incredibly funny. I mean, sometimes the audiences would respond with such laughter and such, because they enjoyed the outrageousness, they enjoyed the wickedness of it. And the play's excitement and impact perhaps comes from the fact that it all happens in one day, where everything that could go wrong with this man's life, quite apart from the fact that he actually engineers it all going wrong, he sort of makes it all go wrong. It does, in fact, all go wrong in one day. He loses everything. He loses all his relationships, his wife, his protege, his colleague, who is thought of as, treated with contempt, and suddenly she's had her book published, which is something that hasn't happened to him. And so does his ex-wife's partner. Everything that can go wrong with his life goes wrong in one day. And it's savage, cruel, and wildly funny. Butley comes on stage, and he doesn't leave the stage, and he does. Actually, he is the motor, the total motor, and the voice of the play, so that he is talking all the time. Very, well, as you've said, complex language in a way, but such language that you can really relish. I mean, this is what you want to be an actor for, to be able to say things and sort of express things and to be funny and to be sort of resonant at the same time, and say things that are about something and have, certainly in terms of relationships and of someone living a life. And all I can say is that it's hugely demanding, but that's the exhilaration of it. That's why, you don't want to go on stage and just say 3 lines if you can help it. You want to say 300 if you can. I mean, I think that's what acting, what one does want to do. And if you're given the ability to do that, then that's what you try to do. It's a huge adrenaline and excitement. It's to be able to express such a virtuoso part like that, and to identify with it enough to be able to really present it and make it work for an audience. I mean, that's what theatre is for the actor. I remember the success of it, sort of almost with every audience every night. The reviews, I don't know that they were all unanimous by any means. I don't think they were. But it had enough of them. It somehow had a huge impact and was the thing to see. I mean, it just caught on in the most wonderful way. People loved that language, they loved that character. And they loved to laugh, you know. And to be caught up in a serious account of somebody's life that is very funny. Noel Coward came to see it, and he thought it was absolutely fabulous. I mean, he thought it was wonderful, and he asked me out to supper, and he said, you must have known at once that this was everything you wanted to do. And I said, well, yes, I said, I did know that. But I said, my agent at the time, she said to me, I've got a new play for you here, which I think you may not like. It's rather anti-woman. And he just stared at me and he said, I hope you told her to put on her brogues and go for a sharp walk. And then it's on Broadway, and it has the same kind of success. And it was great. I did get the Tony for that, and it was very exciting to get it. I wasn't in New York at the time. We were actually playing the same play in Los Angeles to an empty theatre when I heard I'd won it.